Yo, so I haven't given an update on my training progress in a while, so I thought I'd do that in this video. I actually wanted to post a video last week, but because I've mostly been working out at night after Ash goes to sleep, the video I recorded looks like this. And then it got darker. And then it got darker again. And then at this point, you probably can't even see anything. So I decided to try to be disciplined and wake up early before work to get this footage right here. Anyways, about this workout. So a little over a month ago, I discovered this Steve Nash workout. So I've since then been pretty much only doing this workout when I go out to practice. Nash only practices for about 20 minutes and actually gets through a large variety of different shots, but that's because he makes a bunch of them. So this workout actually takes me about an hour typically. But yeah, I've basically applied his workout to fit the types of shots I think I typically see most often in my games. So yeah, here's the routine if you haven't figured it out already for yourself. I take the shot, rebound for myself, get a little jog and dribble to the other side of the hoop, and then I do the same shot. Rinse and repeat until I make 10 shots, and then I move on to the next one. And that's it. So for the rest of this video, I just wanted to give a little spiel about each shot that I'm taking in this workout. So for the first shot, which I already finished, I'm just shooting from the block. No jumping, just focusing on warming up and being conscious of my form. I'm paying attention to my elbow being locked out, my wrist snap, and making sure I have good straight alignment during my release. Now the second shot that you're seeing here, it's the same as the first, but I just took a step back. The distance here also gives me more opportunity to work on my dribbling a little and work up a sweat as well. This shot, along with pretty much every shot, took me a while, so feel free to fast forward to the next bookmark if you want. The next shot is a mid-range bank shot. Ever since I started practicing these, I've actually started seeing a lot of opportunities for them. It'll typically be during a kind of hectic situation, like my team getting an offensive rebound or my defender leaves me to help someone else. And then when the ball gets to me, I'm typically not close enough to get a layup, but I am just in range for the shot. And I found that it's actually not too difficult of a shot either. I feel like I can shoot the ball a little flatter than normally, and as long as the ball is on its way down when it hits the backboard, it's a pretty high probability that it's going in. One weird thing I've noticed is that I feel more comfortable shooting this shot on the right side, but I've heard for right-handed players, this shot is usually easier on the left, but I guess because of the angle. Oh well though. Next up is a pull-up elbow jumper. So I'll start at the top and I'll do a short dribble to the elbow and pull up from there. I don't get this particular shot in my games too often, I'd say, but when someone sets a screen for me, I usually get drop coverage, so it's pretty common for me to be able to pull up just behind my screener. One thing I'm trying to work on in this shot is to release just a touch later in my jump. Not exactly at the apex of my jump, but maybe just a tad before. I find that when I release early in my jump like I do for 3-point range, it feels like I have too much power to control. But since I'm not quite used to this timing yet, I'm pretty inconsistent at my mid-ranges, so I'll definitely be working on this more in the future as well. Another thing I realize I need to make more muscle memory is my footwork. For example, if I'm dribbling right and want to pull up, it's much more natural to gather the ball and then plant my feet left-right in that order, rather than the other way around. And then obviously this would be reversed if I'm going left. Okay, here I'm working on a step back midrange. I started working on this move for fun, but I've actually been able to break it out during some one-on-one games, and it's actually been quite effective. When I do this move, I'm going completely off of just what I've seen watching the NBA, so I'm sure there are ways that I need to change this to make it more effective that I'm not aware of. But in general, just based my own intuition, I found it effective to try to push off my defender so that it's harder for them to follow me and go for the block. So that's more or less what I'm trying to simulate here. I've also found myself not necessarily stepping backwards, but if I'm moving kind of fast, I'll step more diagonally. So I wonder if there's any adjustment I can make there as well. Here, I'm pretty tired after making those shots, so I'm just taking a quick breather and also checking my phone to make sure that it's still recording. And then now, we're moving on to catch and shoot threes. So yeah, I'm just spinning the ball to myself and then shooting. I found that when I can just take my time and casually shoot threes, I've actually started to get pretty consistent at it. But when I add this catching motion, my consistency goes way down. I think it's because of the way I'm catching the ball. And it was actually during this workout session that I realized that I need to work on catching the ball and getting it to my shooting pocket more consistently. I think my hand placement gets messed up pretty easily as well. I'm only looking to make 5 of these right now because the next shot is also a 3-point shot, and making 5 already takes a really long time for me to finish, but later on I'll try to make 10 of them. So now I'm doing pull-up threes. As I said during the elbow jumpers section, when someone screens for me, I'm usually facing drop coverage, so I definitely see this shot a lot. Now, because I'm initially moving to the side, I really need to make sure that I'm planting my outside foot, so I can still get a good jump up and not drift to the side. That way I'll have enough power to be able to reach the hoop on this shot. Alright, so now I'm working on just normal layups. I read something the other day about how making layups is more about touch rather than where you hit the backboard. And I think because of this perspective, I've been able to tell when someone's going to miss a layup, especially when someone's running at full speed to the hoop. I can tell that you really need to have a good light touch in those cases to slow the ball down so that it doesn't bounce too hard off the backboard. So that's what I'm working on here, rather than trying to hit in the top corner or whatever, just trying to get it light off the backboard and on its way down. So I'm working on that here, as well as just trying to gain better coordination with my left hand. And I know my footwork feels wonky on the left side as well. Another thing that I'm trying to keep in mind is going straight to the hoop. A friend of mine noticed that I've been rounding my path to the hoop during layups, probably because I'm afraid of physical contact. But because of my rounded path, my defender is getting more time to get in position. So yeah, I'm trying to remember to keep straight. Alright, now we're just changing it up to underhand layups. I've been finding more situations in games where I can feel like I'm going to get blocked if I do a normal layup, so I've been going for these in game even though I've never practiced them before. And once again, I'm going completely off my intuition. And based off my intuition, I've been trying to learn to extend my body and arm to get as much of an extension as I can. I figured that's what makes these layups hard to block. Also, once again, these are really hard for me to do with my left hand, so I'll be focusing on that side a bit more. Almost at the end now. Here I'm working on some floaters off the backboard. This shot I've been able to find every couple of games. The typical situation is that I beat my defender, and I take this right before the help defense gets to me. I'm typically taking this shot a bit closer than how I'm practicing them here, I realize, but I think it's still good to work on these at this range. And last but not least, I'm practicing free throws, and this is also my cooldown in this workout. And I think this is also good timing on practicing these because the only reason I need free throws are when my team loses and I need to shoot a free throw to stay on the court. So it's good that I'm tired here. And yeah, that's the workout. My phone actually overheated here, so somewhere in the middle of these free throws it cut out. But that's good timing, it just overheated at the end of the workout. So yeah, thanks for sticking to the end. I'll stick another baby video at the end for your reward.